What's good people? L.A.R. movement still moving. As you can see, the title of this is Men Aren't Cool with Being Misused. Let's get a definition for misuse, right? So to misuse someone is to use something or use, parentheses, something in the wrong way or for the wrong purpose. A noun, the wrong or improper use of something. Now, I think men and women use each other, and that's fair. What's up, Miss Jazzy? That's fair. But men are not cool with being misused, and I'm going to address this stuff in the as I go along. Simon says, "What's popping?" So, if anybody has been on Twitter in the news, y'all saw the situation with Johnny Depp and his ex-wife, Amber Heard, right? Heard or Heard, I forget which one. Ice Dream, what's happening? Emmanuel, what's going on? I'm gonna get to that part too, fam. Don't worry about nothing. That's what O'Shea would say. Don't worry about nothing. So, a few years back, good. I'm glad you well, Miss Jazzy. Kenny, what's up? A few years back, Amber said that Johnny Depp was abusive. Now, audio leaks of years ago where she admits to abusing him, right? Or fighting him and causing problems with him. See, men aren't cool with being misused, okay? And the reason I'm talking about it is because, he lost his job because of this. Topaz, what's up? Aunt, what's happening? So he lost his job because of this. He lost money because of this. While she went on to act like the innocent person, and now all of a sudden people are looking at her crazy. Man, rooming it. Man, thanks, fam. Let me, hey, I appreciate you, fam. Thank you. He lost money. Now, he's a very rich guy, but I know he lost some money spending money recently, but, guys are tired of being misused. Couple that with, what I was talking about yesterday with Ray Dawn Chung, talking about sleeping with Mick Jagger when she was 15, but she didn't tell him her age at the time. So don't me too him, because sleeping with him got her a job in a movie, right? Yeah, she is, David. So couple that with Khalees talking about, she's not defending black men anymore, even though she's been known to be a complete, utter jerk to people, to everyone that she comes across to. So, and the reason I have to preface this while I get into this is because guess what? What you're seeing, and I was listening to Donovan Sharp, and Donovan was talking about a lady who felt like she got older and now she ran out of dating choices because she's older, right? She didn't realize her dating pool shrunk because she wasn't paying attention, quote unquote, in a sense. Now, and what I started thinking about, and one of the sisters yesterday, Danica Marie, who's real good, she's cool. She had a video talking about women users, and she was like, men and women use each other. I definitely agree with that. And Nicole Michelle was talking about, being feminine and submissive, or how feminine women could be submissive. What's up, Tony? I'm leading into this. So, and the same thing with Gabrielle Union, people apologizing. Gabrielle Union, Terry Crews apologized to Gabrielle Union because she felt like he threw his sister under the bus. But Gabrielle Union never apologized to Nate Parker for throwing him under the bus. But, all of a sudden, that's the problem. So getting into what I'm about to say, men aren't cool with being misused. You're using men in the wrong way for the wrong purpose. So the first things first that I would talk about, let's just go into it and talk about money, the empowerment part, feminism. Let's just get into it, right? Right, what's happening? So here's the problem. Women want equality, equal pay. You want to be paid If you and a man do the same job, you should be paid the same as him if y'all have the same value. I absolutely agree with that. Now, but these very women want to be breadwinner, go-getters and breadwinners and make money. But see, they want equality in making money. They don't want equality in spending money. See, now all of a sudden, you know, because I thought about it, I was out, and it dawns on me after a while, I'll be thinking about it, of all the younger women who go Dutch and all the women, if I got to go into my purse and if I got to pay for something, wait a minute, you wanted equality though, right? You wanted to be able to make money, right? You wanted to be able to make money just as much money as men, right? So how come you can't pay for stuff just like men, right? Oh, now you want chivalry. You want traditional he pay and non-traditional she make money. You know, yeah, I feel you, Aubrey. So I had to I got to dig into this about, men aren't cool with being misused, because men are coming across women who want, a man to be the breadwinner and be the provider and pay the bills. And I understand that men are naturally providers. When you go into your manhood, you want to be able to provide for your family, right? It's not so that's not unorthodox to me. But when I think about what do women naturally want to do? They don't want to do what they naturally have been doing all this time. So now these women want to make money and say, okay, I don't have to do certain things because I make money. It's like, okay, well, if you feel that way, that's fine. But here's the question. What are you going to do since you make money? You see, when it comes, these guys are being misused because you want to save your money, right? You want him to be the man. You want him to bring home the bacon, but you don't want to fry it in the pan. But at the same time, you want to feel, taken care of and secure. And what am I going to do with my money? I'm going to save my money. I'm going to invest my money. But who are you going to save your money for, though? What's up, Devin? I'm going to call you back. I promise. Who you want to save your money for? Are you saving your money for the family? No, you're not. Are if this man, if he pays all the bills and we make the same amount of money, or he makes more money than me, or I make more money than him, I'm going to respect him as a man if he pays all the bills. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this money that I make, and I'm going to save it and I'm going to invest it for us. No, she's not. This is why men aren't cool with being misused. She's not going to save that money and invest that money for the both of you. She's going to do it for herself. And while you pay all the bills, while you take her out, the deal is, baby, won't you pay for trips? She's going to be mad because she has to pay for trips. She's going to be mad that she has to invest her money and she has to share her money with you. And I'm doing this in a stereotypical, but she wants to be, I'm sorry about that. I got caught up for a second. She wants you to do the stereotypical husband role. But here's the problem. Most people aren't getting married. Most people aren't getting married. 30% of Black Americans are married. And exactly, 30% of Americans are married. And if you say 50% of divorces, 50% of marriages end in divorce, that means basically 15% of Black Americans gonna make it in marriage. So the vast majority of these people who want to do this money thing, they're not gonna put any money in it. See, are you gonna put your money? These women are not gonna put their money where their mouth is, and men know it. So the men aren't cool with being misused. You want to use their money in the wrong way. World family, what's going on? What's up? What's up? Making sense? What's good? So this is the problem. So the men are tired of men aren't cool with being misused, because you're telling these guys all these things you're gonna do for them, right? But when it comes down to it, you don't do any of this stuff. And this is why I say the men aren't cool with being misused, because men are seeing is women constantly move the goalposts about what they're gonna do for a man, and they put an excuse in the way. You know, I was emotional. I was going through something. If you was a real man, you would do this, and it will make me comfortable enough to actually feel like do this. You know, my brother hit me with a Tonka truck in the toe, so I can't get over that. You know, now I got mental issues. Now I got postpartum depression, but I never had kids. So now these guys are looking at it like, listen, man, I'm not finna be misused. You're not finna use me, you know, for the wrong thing. Kristen, what's going on? You're not gonna misuse me, because the men are okay with being used. But when you want to use these men to as a breadwinner, so you can save your money and build your reserves up, because you want to do what you want to do when you want to do it, and you already have, then the guy know you have no intentions anyways, because you're not putting no skin in the game in these relationships. That's why I brought up money first, because you're not spending any money on these guys, are you? No. And for the most part, you're not spending any money on your kids either. That's what child support is for, right? Even though it's not being used properly. You know, you're not spending any money on your kids' after school programs. So where all this money going? And I had to have a talk about this a while back. When you get these ladies who don't understand why men are looking at women the way they're looking at women, is because if we put it down as far as time and money is concerned in this first part, if a woman puts everything that she spent money on in 30 days, whether she's in a relationship or not, the vast majority of it is going to be on her. So this idea that these guys are cool with you being accustomed to doing you while you with somebody, and because you making money, it gives you more money to do you, but you want this guy to be the man and the breadwinner, and you're going to give him this lie like, this is what I'm gonna do. When you be the man in a relationship and you take care of everything, I'm gonna love on you. I'm gonna treat you right. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because this is not the guy's experience. And I'm talking about a particular type of lady. So if women get offended when they hear this, it's because a hit dog just hollered. You get what I'm saying? Right. She spends money on her nails, her hair, her makeup, her clothes for her. When a year goes by, she's going to spend more money on her, and vastly more money on her than she will anybody else. While she wants this guy to spend money on her and take care of himself. And the reason I got to bring this up is because a lot of these families that people want will be blended families. And some of these women do not want to have kids, or do not want to have any more kids, right? So you want to misuse these guys and tell them because they're not man enough to be misused. You know, exactly. Could play the sucker to catch a sucker. You know, appreciate you, fam. Keith, my bad. What's happening? Right. Kids ain't got no college money after 18 years. But, you know, men aren't cool with being misused. Let me move on to the next part of this. The men aren't cool with being misused. Oh, what's happening, Afrique? What's happening? You know, the men aren't cool with being misused because the modern day woman with this feminist ideology and feminist mentality, she has no integrity. See, all of these things that these women say they want men to do, here's the problem. I got you, Keith. You know, here's the problem. You want these men to do these things, but then when he does it for you, you get to opt out and say, well, nobody forced you to do that. Nobody told you had to do that. Nobody, you did that of your own free will, of your own volition. Well, you're absolutely right. But here's the problem. The way you say that stuff to these guys lets these guys know you were never intending to actually reciprocate anything with them in the first place. So you have no integrity. So these men are looking at these women like, nah. You know, you out here, you're not out here to use a man, you out here to misuse a man for whatever purpose that you see fit. Phineas, what's happening? JC, what's good, fam? So now we got this issue where the guys aren't cool with being misused, and they shouldn't be, because if a man's gender role is this, and he's supposed to protect and provide, he's supposed to protect and provide for his family or the people he loves. But see, what I'm talking about, the misuse of integrity, is you're not his family, you don't intend to be his family, and you don't love this guy even if he loves you. So this is a whole hustle. A whole hustle. Cool man. Yeah, that's me. Legit, what's happening? So now you have no integrity. And then and when you get on social media and you know the shows these with these feminist type talking points, true royal family, just get, you know what, give me about, if you're here in about 20 more minutes, I'm gonna just build on it and I'll open it up for you. It's no problem. It's no problem. Roger Report, what's happening? Kuru, what's happening? So just let me know. So they have no integrity, because when you get on television and you tell these, you keep saying, dogging these guys, but you're not saying on the flip side, you're not doing anything for these guys. See, the problem that we're seeing in social media and all this television pushing, because people want to talk about woman bashing and this, that, and the third, is the vast majority of women that you've seen on television and social media who talk about men cannot say anything that they've done for a man. So they lack integrity. So they sound like they're upset at men. Okay. They sound like they're upset at men because men did something to them. But the problem is when you start asking questions about what they've done for men in their lifetime, it's really not much of anything. So they lack integrity. So here's the problem. Oh, Akatasuki, what's up? Suki, I'm bugging right now. Vern, what's good? Mike, what's happening? So now you don't have any integrity, and you want to misuse these guys because they're men, because you have a feminist ideology. You had these feminist talking points. You got this, I was oppressed before I was alive. Now you're tying feminism into slavery. When here's the problem with feminism and oppression, right? And I'm damn sure in agreement that women were held back. I'm in agreement with that. But here's the problem. Women were held back and they benefited while they were held back, though. It wasn't one of a situation where these women got nothing. They got, if the guy was working, she got to be at home while he made money. You get what I'm saying? So you lacking integrity by saying you were held back, because these guys are trying to make sure their daughters are in good positions. Their daughters are with good men. Their daughters don't have to have a life where they're scraping and scrambling for money and this, that, and the third. So they get with the right type of man. This is the same time frame as quote unquote women being held back. So you got no integrity because you're not putting both sides of the equation out in public. And when you're dealing with men are not cool with being misused, because you're dealing with men in a sense. You're dealing with men in a sense of, I'm going to hustle him and get over on him because I'm doing this for women. Okay. And here's the other lack of integrity. Men aren't cool with being misused because these men are seeing how you women as mothers aren't good to your sons. How? You can't say, see, we go with this, how does this man treat his mother? Says a good son. How did this mother treat her son? Because men see how women treat their sons. This is why a lot of you single mothers don't have a boyfriend, don't have a husband, because if you got a son, you don't treat your son well, or you get in the way of your son and his father. Guess what? we already know you don't like men. You lack integrity. You know what I'm saying? Men aren't cool with being misused because some of you women are bisexual and lipstick lesbians, and you know, outside of the sexuality part, you don't like men in general, but you play like you like men or bisexual or lipstick lesbian to use men for their money because you wanted to get over. Third degree, what's happening? You know, so men aren't cool with being misused because you see, because the same thing I brought up with the Amber Heard situation with Johnny Depp. How you marry a man and say you're a lesbian, and then say he abusive, and it comes out that you're the one that's always putting your hands on people, and it goes hand in hand with lesbians disliking men to the point they want to fight them. So you look at men aren't cool with being misused because she don't have to pay back any of that money that she lost Johnny Depp, does she? Khalees don't have to pay back any of the money that she would have lost Nas by slandering him in public, does she? You don't have to pay back any of that money, right? He just had to move on, take it on the chin, whatever, just like guys do, right? Now, you know, Chicken Twilight. Oh, interesting. I can't even think about that one. That might be her though. I don't even know. But the other thing about this is men, you know, aren't cool with being misused because of how women misuse family. What do I mean by this? See, so I was listening to Lonnie Love, a clip. She said men can't be trapped as far as getting a woman getting pregnant. George, what's happening? As far as a woman getting pregnant and having a baby. But the problem with that is, what do you see in Black America? It's not the young women that are getting pregnant. It's the 35 and up women that are getting pregnant because they went to school, they got a career, and now they want their baby. But I can guarantee you that the majority of these women were planned pregnancies that they planned out in their head and these guys know nothing about. They found out. You know, this is why men aren't cool with being misused. Dust Master Flex, what's happening? So now you're dealing with this in a sense of you want to have a baby, but you have to have a baby with a man. So I'm gonna lie to this man because women say this and men say this. You can't believe what a woman said. You can't believe a woman if she says she's on the pill, if she's on the shot, if she's got a IUD. You can't believe with her sexual action because you know what she can do? She can lie to you, then get pregnant, and then act like it's just by mistake, or she has her tubes tied, this, that, and the third. And it's all good because she don't have to have integrity because guess what? She wanted a baby, but she lied to you about it, right? So it's like, okay, so you want a family. And there was a sister, one of the brothers, I think Shikama, had a video recently about there's this Black female professor, a doctor, who says, who did a op-ed piece, I think in the New York Times, saying that single mother households are better than two-parent households. So unfortunately, as a Black man, you got a Black woman saying this, writing this out in public. You know what I'm saying? So now it's okay to have these households, right? And the reason why a family is okay because a woman and children is a family, especially in the Black community, to the point that advertisers advertise the Black family as a woman and children. Think about that. Think about that. Yeah. Hold up. And at the same time, you know, they do have the fake pregnancy test thing. I thought about it's not because of that. When they had the gag, I'm pregnant thing, and then the guys go along and have sex thinking the girl's pregnant, and then she gets pregnant, and that's okay. So you're using these guys, and then you call these guys sperm donors. You know, you call these guys sperm donors when you plan for anybody's sperm to get in you because you just wanted a baby. You didn't plan on being a wife. You didn't plan on being a family. You planned on being a mother. And this is the problem because when the guys are tired of being misused, because what you're saying to these guys is basically, you know, I'm a wife And when a woman says I'm a wife and a mother, guys normally look at it, even married guys with the side eye, like, what actually do you a wife, or you just telling the world you're a wife? What do you actually do for your husband? What's up, Edward? So this is the issue. You know what I'm saying? This is the issue. So men are cool with being misused. And see, all this stuff about women feeling like, you know, patriarchy is oppressive and men are this and men are that. And here's the problem. A lot of you ladies who took on this feminist ideology, I'm going to tell you what's about to happen. You're about to get exactly what you asked for, and it's gonna get increasingly worse. Because you're so far gone from doing anything for a man, these men have no reasons to be with you or settle down with you. And it's not like the men don't want to be married and be in relationships with women or be tied to women exclusively. It's not that. What the fact of the matter is, a modern day man being with a modern day woman is a recipe to get misused, because she's really not going to do much for you. She's going to tell you all the things as a man you should do for her. And then she's going to walk out on her responsibility to you as a woman. Yeah, there are women in here. There are women in here. You know, there are women in here. Just give me a little bit more True Royal and I got you. Because I know you want to get on. I'm going to put the link in the chat in about 2 minutes. But damn, you know, Curtis Mayfield playing. God, that's the jam. But Gangsta White Walls. I'm sorry, that's the jam. Men are supposed to be a he-man, right? So here's the problem. What we have is a situation where you want these guys to take a raw deal, knowing that you're not going to do anything for them. And that's why I brought up the thing about Johnny Depp earlier, because that woman knew she wasn't going to do anything for Johnny Depp. She was fighting doing things for Johnny Depp. She was fighting Johnny Depp. My bad, fam. She was fighting Johnny Depp. For what reason? Khalees went on talking that shenanigans, but guess what? The men that she talked about who played her made her rich and famous. And I did not know this, and I think Edward brought it up, that Khalees's dad was in the music industry. So Khalees has a father in the music industry, but she got played on the contract. How the hell does that happen? But that doesn't go in the process. So these men aren't cool with being misused, because guess what? You really can't, you know, BGS says it. King David, what's happening? And BGS talks about it. You know, a lot of the men talk about it. And I saw this picture that Solo put up where a woman said she had this plate, and what am I bringing to the table? And it read pussy. This is how a lot of men view women, though, because when it comes with doing something for a man, she don't want to do it. She's not going to do it. She finds issue with doing it. So guess what the problem is? These guys are like, what do I get out of being with you? And the question a lot of times besides sex is absolutely nothing. And the older I get, the less I like women. I love women, and I love being with women. I like feminine women and all that. But the problem is, you know, you have a lot of women who really want a man to do everything. You know, do this, do that. I want you to go to work. I want you to make money. I want you to make more money than me. I want you to come home. I want you to do all the yard work. I want you to do all the housework. I want you to cook. I want you to clean. Ooh, you a Superman. What you gonna do for him if you do all that? I'm just gonna be here. You're a user. And beyond a user, you're a misuser. I'm raising these kids. The problem in the black community, the kids ain't getting raised to the way that people say they're raising them. The problem with American society, these children aren't getting raised like the people are saying, because when they go out in public, they're not acting like kids that were actually raised properly. So you're not even doing your damn job in the house as a mother. And not to mention, a lot of these kids are in daycares. And I'm gonna bring this point up. And true, you can come on. I'm gonna put the thing in the chat. I'm gonna bring this point up, and then we can just go at it. And if Edward, you know, if you want to come, you know, it's all love. You know, cake and eat it. Yeah. So, and I'm gonna bring this point up, and the thing about the family issue is very interesting. What's up, Candace? That bothers me because when people say, when the women say stuff like, "I'm a mother, I take care of the children," and I had to raise this child, and I had to pay all this stuff for this child. Here's the problem. That all of the payment y'all talk about stops around 5 years old when that kid goes to kindergarten. That's the problem. That's the major problem. I got you, Edward. You there, fam? There we go.
What's up?
What's happening, man? True
No,
family.
not much, man. You spitting that hot fire, man. I mean, you always spit that hot fire, but man, you on automatic today, fully automatic.
Yeah, it's a problem, man. Because I don't really, you know me, I really don't care half the time, anyways. But the thing about it is, I'm gonna just put it out there. These women, the guys don't want to be misused. Like, what y'all think y'all really doing for these guys?
No, absolutely.
Hold up,
and you know what's fun? Oh yeah.
There go True Royal family. I've been waiting because she's like she wanted to be in. So
L.A.R.
Go ahead, Edward and True. You got it. Go ahead, fam.
I asked a young lady. You know, that's how old I am. She's 22 years old. I asked her a real simple question. You know how it is on these panels. And I asked her. She said, black women are the best option for black men, right? And I said, so name, why do you think, what in your opinion, I said this, in your opinion, why do you think black women are the best option for black men? Do you know what she said, L.A.R.?
I remember that.
It took her about 5 seconds. She said nature.
Yeah.
And the point of me saying that is, when you ask like an open-ended question, you really get to probe like where their mind's at. They can't say you tried to trap them or anything like that. You get to see where their brain is. And the funny thing is, that's the same shit that a female that's 40 years old is gonna say this a female that's 20 years old. They don't even think about what they bring to the table because it's never occurred to them that they've had to bring anything to the table other than sex. And here's the funny thing about that. Most of the time to a lot of these dudes, they not even bringing sex to the table because they will use you. I was just listening to a video Jab did, and he said these women know who they gonna make work for the pussy and the ones that they not.
True.
Anyway,
hold on, DJ Cool, because True Royal was actually the first person I was supposed to be here. So go ahead and get it, fam.
Oh my goodness, I love these kind of conversations. As usual, how's the royal family? I know it's mainly kings here. I do see a couple of queens popping up. How's my kings?
How you doing?
I'm different. I'm real different. I'm cut from a different cloth. My father, bless his heart, he's the one that he's my master teacher. He has passed on, but I've had my belief system's been like this since my 20s, and I'm in my 50s now. And so usually the queens don't like what I'm going to say, but this is what usually women say before I spit this fire. Well, why you saying all of this stuff, True Royal? Because, you know, you're kissing a black man's ass and all this kind of stuff. So this is what my response. I want to kiss your black ass. You're my king. That's what my driving force is, to kiss your black ass, to appease you and satisfy you by any means. It is an honor to be with the king. I'm married, been married over 20 years and everything. This is my second marriage. I have made mistakes like anyone else. The thing that I will honestly say is we have to understand our positions, and a man needs to stay out of a woman's position and vice versa. And her duty and responsibility, if she is true, is to keep you encouraged and satisfied. And you are not in this system gonna have what Becky have. This is not even our natural state and habitat. So I often say, do not mirror the system. Do not make your house a war zone, because I'm telling what I'm getting ready to say, and these brothers know what I'm getting ready to say is real, is that when y'all on y'all way home from work, y'all thinking, do she got an attitude? Did she cook dinner? Is it a bunch of cackling bitches in my house? Is the kids running around unruly? And all these different things are twirling around in his head, because you got to realize he fighting a war as soon as he step out there. You dealing with the enemy, you dealing with our own. They got envy and jealousy, and then you make your house a war zone. So he's looking for a place to be comfortable. And another thing, you can't control the penis, okay? That is his. He gonna do whatever he gonna do with the thing. Your duty and responsibility is to be consistent at home. And after a while, if he is doing whatever he's doing with his penis, he gonna be like, damn, I'm fucking up. This woman is meeting my needs. And don't ever have a man feel like he is trapped. Always let him know that he is free. I'm telling you something. I know I can spit fire when it comes to this stuff. Okay.
Right.
DJ Cooter, you and then MOT.
You know what Edward was saying was true. Basically when you ask them an open-ended question, they give you this vague, stupid answer. Which is what the younger woman of today does, and even the older women, and so on and so forth. Age of the Aquarius, definitely. I agree with you. I would expect nothing less than that answer from you, because you are more closer to, you know, the age before the silent age, and those are the values and stuff that they instilled and passed down to women. But I believe that there's a bigger change that has happened when it comes down to women of today, and especially with social media and things like that. Like, I can tell that what you're talking about is more genuine in comparison to a 20-year-old that will say the same shit. And we all know exactly that she does not know what the hell she's talking about. And she's just running game, and it's just bullshit. And we're not going to get that same amount of cooperation without a fight, if that makes sense.
I get it. MOT, hold up.
Sense.
MOT, you want some Cliff Notes, or you good?
Cliff Notes would be fine, man. I didn't want to hold up the discussion. I'd rather just wait my turn and like come back in, man. Because I just caught her comments, and that's all I have for so far.
Well, the Cliff Notes is I used the thing with Johnny Depp as the prefaces for this, because I was saying that, you know, men use women and women use men. When you're doing it right, it works, because you both have obligations. But guys aren't cool with being misused. You're not finna have him doing all the man stuff, and then you go AWOL, an MIA when it's time to do the woman stuff. So these guys are checking out, like, I ain't finna do nothing for you because you're not fulfilling your obligation. So what I'm saying, so these women think it's not going to increase, when I'm saying it's going to increase, because people are being raised to, like, if you're going to use me up, I'm going to bounce on you. Because the same boys that these women call fuck boys are raised by these mothers who teaching them to do the same scam type shit that they taught the daughters. So that's what it is, MOT.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that. I mean, you saying some stuff I ain't even considered. Like, I never considered that pregnancy shit that you said.
Oh man,
I never considered that. Then a woman would say that, and then you would let your guard down if you don't think about it, and then you ain't even thinking nothing of it until you find out that's your kid, that you're on the child support docket. Boy,
There's a lot of games that they play and loopholes that they exploit.
I say it all the time in the military, man. Like, all this kind of stuff that goes on, like it's absolutely insane. Yeah, man. But as for me, like, what make her comments far more genuine than somebody else who would just come on the panel and say this. She's already.
And when I say low, I'm talking about like what the average dude.
Hold on. Edward, can you hear MOT?
No, I can hear him for a second and he stopped.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So what makes her comments different than everybody else that all men can tell is that she's off the market with the stuff she's talking about.
Yeah.
She's all actually in a relationship with the things that she's talking about. So when you have women within this sector who come online and say all this great stuff, but they're not with anybody, it really says a lot. Even if they are with somebody, they're still inboxing people and all this kind of other stuff. So it's just like, look, and what she's doing isn't anything different than I've witnessed with my mother and father or my grandparents or anything like that. So most of these people who come through with just the words, they depend on you not knowing the difference. So that way you just depend exclusively on the words itself, because they know how horrifically that men are treated in society on average. And I just want people just to be able to look out for those sorts of things, and that you don't have to try to close on everything early. You know,
may I add something to that? What you're saying, my king, and this is just my normal vernacular, the way I talk. So this is real. I do this offline. Is that I can add is that what I see what the issue is, and I felt bad about it because I have 2 adult sons and 2 adult daughters, and my oldest son, he's almost 30, and the way he was brought up in a way where he knew that he's the lead. He's seen, even though I didn't stay with his father, the man that I'm married to now, I just wanted him to stay in his natural position. And the thing that my son ran into was, he said, Mom, you taught me great, but I did not realize whatever mate that he would choose, he would run into all these things. So it took it was some battles in the relationship. And one thing that I told my son was, you stand very firm on your position. You lay down the law in the house, and if she don't honor that, she can be replaced. And you don't have to say anything. She'll know it, but you don't waver on your position. Don't ever waver. This is coming out of a woman's mouth who got experience. And that ain't about browbeating her and coming down on her and all this kind of stuff. Y'all can't compromise, because she gonna keep chipping and chipping and chipping and chipping. And what's gonna end up happening when you don't stay firm on your position, she not gonna respect you. You just gonna be a little flunky to her. And one more thing before I be quiet, and I would suggest that try to find a woman that understand what kind of system we are in that we can't mirror the system. Whatever, we ain't bringing the damn system in our house. We can't control what's going on outside, but we ain't trying to have what Becky is having across the street. You're not getting that shit. We in a fucking war zone out here and shit. And see, on top of that, I worked in construction for 17 years. I'm a welder. So I've always been around men and everything. I'm not saying I know everything, because I continue to learn. Right. So I will be quiet at this point.
No, you're good. What you were trying to explain to him, that he was being gaslighted.
Yeah. Let me add to that, and then Edward, you gonna get it, because I know you're gonna tell it. I just saw the thing with Tank. Tank Davis.
He got arrested for that.
No. I'm about to go somewhere for what True was talking about.
Okay. They arrested him for that, though.
The thing about it is, when you keep challenging men, you're going to start to get more of a response like that. Because people in general, nobody responds like that. Even fighters don't respond like that unless you did something really out of pocket.
Wow.
And
wow. You know what? I was just telling my husband this yesterday. I said, women don't understand when they be trying to challenge and compete with a man. Y'all, you naturally are already competitive. You're gonna lose. Stay in your damn position, your God-given position. You're gonna lose.
This is what I'm about to say is not gonna be good per se. But the thing about the men and women competing, right? Women are trying to compete with men as men, and the veil is about to come down where men are gonna be like, okay, you want to compete like a man? I'm taking the gloves completely off. So what's winding up happening is, when women are normally, if a man to go off or bark at her, she'd cry. Guys are getting past the point of, I don't care that you cry. I don't care that your feelings hurt. I don't care that you're going through something. Since you want to be a man, Now you're gonna be a man for real. And what's winding up happening is, and I'm seeing this, and the reason why I'm saying the men aren't cool with being misused is because guys have this thing with men, have this thing amongst men. If you talk all that shit, the last thing you do at the last minute is back out and say we cool. So this is where society has gone with the guys, and the guys like, oh, I get it. You a feminist when you competing. You a woman's right woman when you competing. But when I compete back, now you want chivalry. Chivalry is about to die in competition because men don't do chivalry in competition anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got it, Edward.
Just like she's pulling different strings. She wants you to be all these different things, depending on whatever situation comes up. And when true drama come up and you have not stand firm on your position, she is not going to look to you as the one that can protect her. You know what I'm saying? Or she may have all these expectations. It's like, no, you want it to be 50-50. There ain't no damn 50-50 in no relationship. That's some Becky shit.
Well, hold on.
But the thing is, she hits him first. He hits back hard.
Hold on. Because Edward got it. But I'm gonna say this, and you got it, Edward. What I'm saying is, if you want 50-50, you about to get 50-50 in protecting and providing.
There you go.
You know the protection part, you about to get 50-50. That's gonna be the kicker. Protect your doggone self. That's gonna be the problem.
No, absolutely. And another thing, man, and I call it musical chairs. This is what's going on. Dudes are going to find peace one way or the other. Yeah. And the only main option that a lot of dudes have is to check out. And when I say check out, I don't necessarily mean check out from dealing with women. They're going to check away from dealing with motherfuckers that are the problem. So checking out can mean a lot of things. This is why you don't see people opening doors. This is why chivalry's been dead. This is why when you see a lot of times the women getting their ass beat, dudes are just looking and not wanting to get involved. You know, this stuff creates a repetition over time. And then all of a sudden people wake up and say, well, why aren't men doing this and doing that? Well, at the end of the day, because they've been checked out, you just notice because you finally have shut the fuck up for long enough in order to actually realize motherfuckers are not doing what they used to do. And another way of checking out is becoming a fuck dude. When you just say, you know what, I'm getting mine. I don't care what this does. If you gonna play for keeps, I'm gonna play for keeps. Equality. So that's what I want to add to the conversation. So far.
DJ Cooter, you got it in MOT.
I mean, yeah. Like even look at what Gervonta Davis did. Wasn't even nothing big. Women like when dudes be aggressive towards them, yet they ask for it. And when it happens, they get mad about it. And he about to be facing charges to make it look like he's a monster when he's not. When this is nothing but a game to a lot of women. This is a game to them. They do stuff like this. They know if they challenge their man and things like that and do stuff like this, they know they can't stand up to what he's doing. But there's a level of attention that she will get by doing fuck shit like this and putting him in a position to even touch his bag and even put him in jail for just dumb shit. Just to have her name on a piece of paper and for her to be significant.
It's a non-progressive relationship because when two people, when two people got their mind right, you have short-term goals, long-term goals, and if he's screwing up or she's screwing up, the relationship is stagnant. It's naturally supposed to progress, but all that other fuck shit and stuff like that, where I'm telling you, the one thing that will mess a woman up, when that man know, she will pick up that fucking phone and call 911. She don't know it's over with. Even though he may be there, he ain't really there because eventually he gonna bounce because he gonna be like, damn, I can't trust her.
That's because when she picks up the phone, and any woman that picks up the phone and calls to the police on you, she's issuing you a death sentence.
Yes, she is. And if he hanging around, he a damn fool. You need to leave Johnny on the spot and don't turn back because that what it is she wants to control you. It's all about control, and I know y'all know.
Yeah, that's the caller. That's the caller.
I was telling my husband, we don't have children together, but he has 2 adult daughters. And the thing that they do in relationships, and I see why they continue to be failed. And I had to point it out to my husband. I said, they're overweight on top of that. I said, the first thing they do is start digging in their purse, handing the dude money. And I said, that's a form of control. And I taught my sons, your money, you don't be offering her money, because she's trying to control your movements. She basically, what she's trying to do is keep up with your penis and all of that. And my oldest son told a girl that, he said, I got my own damn money, because he could see it. I taught him this, but when he actually experienced it with a few girls, he was like, oh wow, she controlling me with these coins. And some dudes may be thinking, oh yeah, this chick got this and that, she got it going on. He got a partner up in L.A. He dating a Chinese chick, and her family got some coins, and he want everybody to always come to her condo, the pool and all that. And he told him, he said, dude, this ain't your shit. She can turn the left on you, and you got a duffel bag, and your ass is on the curb.
So are you continuously telling your son that he's being gaslit, and he's been gaslit for a long time, and he has to recognize that and be able to be preemptive?
Yeah, when he came to me, and the girl he been with her 6 years, they don't have them problems like they used to have, because I told him, you stay firm on your position. Don't compromise at all. Don't waver at all.
Hold on.
But you do know, even him staying firm is being gaslit.
I got to jump on that one, what she just said. That's a gold nugget.
Go ahead, Edward. MOT, because MOT, you want to say something first?
Yeah. I mean, I had a firm policy to always arrest a woman, period, when I went out to these things. And let me tell you, when she knew firm that if you call me out here, you are going to jail. Unless you're dead, you're going to jail. And it nearly fixed nearly all the domestic violence issues that I've ever had, responding to them, especially the ones that I did over and over. And I wish people would have done that, because I got less calls in my area because of it. But, I had like a hell of complaints. But if she knew her ass was going to jail and there was definite consequences no matter what happened, you don't have calls like that. But most cops go out there, they listen to this song and dance and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, look, if it really happened, no problem with you coming down to the station and wasting your entire weekend over this. And most men don't stand firm like that.
And that right there, that's some bullshit. When that affects progress. When you got to deal with some fuck shit like that, that affects that. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. If you got to go to that level to get respect, and you got to call in other people and shit like that, I wouldn't deal with that hoe. She got to go.
Hold on, True Raw, because I want Edward to talk, and then I'm gonna get on that one in a second. And then after that, cool.
This is how this is how unprogrammed dudes are. You got dudes in the manosphere that they will literally brag about what she was talking about. They will brag about the money they get. They will actually tell you that a woman, you can't really say that a woman actually feels for you until you get money off of her. And here's the thing. I understand that pimp logic, but pimp it's kind of like trigonometry. You got to go through all the other mathematics to get to that. You can't just skip the trigonometry. You can't skip algebra and say, I'm jumping the trick. And you got a lot of dudes that they like to idealize that and call themselves a pimp or something like that. And they playing with stuff that they don't know what they playing with. And they end up reverse tricking. They end up putting themselves in a trick bag because they said, ooh, I'm getting money from her. She let me drive her car. She let me, while she at work, all this stuff. When if she get mad, all that stuff gets pulled. It's like a prayer for judgment. All of that gets pulled. And then these dudes out here looking goofy. And it's a lot of dudes out here that do that and talk about that. And they don't even understand that. Even when a lot of dudes talk about like polygamy, they don't understand, dude, you the sperm donor. You don't realize that you're not running these women. They really running you. But hey, that's the mindset of brothers today.
I gotta do this.
They bed bucks.
Yeah, I gotta do this one because True, you just said something and it made me think about it. One of the things about that these guys have an issue with, and see, I'm separating this. We got productive guys from unproductive guys. What's gonna wind up happening is, it seems like when I talk to ladies about this, they have so many issues with guys who are unproductive, but that's who they're attracted to. Whether that's who they're sexually attracted to or they're attracted to the fact that they can use money to lord over them. Whichever one works, whatever. But the productive guys, those guys are like, listen, I'm not finna sit here fussing with you, fighting with you, arguing with you. I ain't finna prove nothing to you because what I've done already is at the forefront and it's on the table. Now, if you can't respect that, you're gonna bounce. Now, the issue is coming that the productive guys are looking at it differently because it's like, let me get this right. You're not gonna bring nothing but an argument anyway. And you want me to be the dude that you like that ain't shit. So I tell you what, go be with the dude that you like that ain't shit and be stuck with him financially. But the problem is you can't, these type of women can't do anything for the guys that's non-financial when they get with a guy who's a producer or productive. So, and the reason I'm saying this is because why I said it's going to get worse. It's going to get to the point where these guys who usually have walked away, like Ed was talking about, the issue with walking away is they follow you when the shit ain't working out.
Yeah.
So now that when they start following, these guys gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna take your money, I'm gonna take your time, I'm gonna be a complete fuckboy like you like, so you can get the hell out of my face. And because ultimately, what's going on? Because when I paused because I was looking at the thing with Tank Davis just now, and one of the underlying things was she was trying to sit next to Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd's notorious for trying to take people's girl, and she over there chit chatting with him. He'd be like, "Oh, you trying to come up? Oh, okay. You
out of pocket, right?
Yeah, you using me as a stepping stone to get to bigger pockets. I understand. Now your ass got to get out of here. Now I'm not saying it's quote unquote right, but the reason I'm saying this is because you putting these guys in situations where they look like the bad guy. Guys are gonna get tired of looking like the bad guy to the point where I'm gonna be the bad guy.
Well, that's the thing, L.A.R. that you brought that up because Gervonta is actually messing with Floyd's ex.
Okay, but okay.
Yeah, he messing with one of Floyd's exes, which makes it looks like she's sleeping with one of the guys that works for him.
Damn, that's messy.
See how that is there?
And she, you know what? And she's when she pulls those stunts at the end of the day after he didn't fulfilled his sexual needs, she'll just a piece of ass out there. Everybody done sampled the shit.
What the baby mama is doing is just telling Floyd, look, you can hit him where it hurts. I know he hit you where it hurts. I know your mindset. This is your boxing IQ right here. This carries over into how you spend your money, how you disperse your resources. Oh yeah, I'm open. You can hit him where it hurts.
No. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna say this.
If it hurts though, where he hit you.
I'm gonna say this in the MOT. My bad. You got it. Floyd ain't the settling down dude. He already said that. He tried to settle down. He's like, no. I'm gonna just keep it harem with women because I'm so rich. So she, a lot of the women that want to go back to Floyd, because he's known for treating these chicks well. She ain't living the same lifestyle with Tank, even though she's living a great lifestyle that she was living with Floyd. She can't just pick up and fly to Bora Bora because he just feel like it. So now it's one of them. When he said that, I'm like, oh, he messed around because Floyd don't look at them girls as his like old lady, like girl. He got like a house full of chicks.
Yeah, he sure does. I seen that my own eyes.
She trying to get on the team, and Gervonta Davis was messing around with G Herbo's ex-girl, and now G Herbo's ex-girl is dealing with Moneybag Yo, who just recently just snatched her wig off in public and sped off. G Herbo's girl's dealing with him, and G Herbo used to deal with Megan Thee Stallion, and now she dealing with G-Eazy. You see that white man kissing all up on Megan Thee Stallion?
Look, I really ain't in all of that because that's like
it's messy.
Yeah,
it's
I'm gonna
messy.
stick to the topic to a degree. MOT, what you got to say, fam? My bad.
No, man. At the end of the day, most of these women in these circumstances don't deserve the type of protection that they want after the fact. Because this is about the situations and circumstances you put yourself into before you actually need all this post hoc rationalization type help. Like what DJ Cooler was talking about. I mean, it's just messy, man. I mean, like these people are just swapping chicks, and I'm telling you, man, people be feeling disrespected and hot over that kind of stuff. And it's kind of like they don't understand the male disrespect that kind of comes with the territory by even engaging in things like that, man. It's just that the women are unprincipled, but you got a lot of unprincipled ass dudes out there too that keep this stuff up, man. And you really can't have one without the other, because in this society and culture right here, black man would even try me with my girl out in public. Just like, you know, wheels down south, you know, you get stomped out, but like, you know, like in the, you know, in the West, you know, they think that stuff's kind of cool. I'm like, man, who raised these dudes, man? But at the end of the day, they don't mind challenging authority like that because they haven't seen any realistic consequences for it. And that's just where we at, man. So this is why I just kind of step off and kind of keep away from that kind of stuff. So, and it's kind of hard to deal with.
All of this shit is messy, man. When you get to Hollywood, it gets even messier because even Floyd Mayweather's daughter, she's messing around with NBA YoungBoy and got into a fight just a night or two ago with another girl. So it's just all messy. The same shit is happening at the top.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it like it is. Look, I understand when you got money, people gonna do what they gonna do, and so I'm conservative in my views, but I'm a modern guy. But the shit that they doing is on some heathen ain't the word. It's on some wild animal shit. It's like you, and this is why I say this, because when you look, I understand we're all sexual beings. I get all that. But when you look at some of these women, like take the chick that the wig got snatched off. When you actually examine these females, and this is gonna go back to what L.A.R you was talking about, the narcissism in these women, because every generation got they fuck shit. Every generation of women and men got their gender stuff to a certain extent. But when you look at the narcissism, because the other generations, they had controls. They had things in there. It just their behavior, what they consider out of pocket, like what was out of pocket for like Freaknik, you know, in the 90s, is like people would clutch their pearls. What's going on today? The narcissism that goes on with these chicks don't even know who they are. And when I say who they are, I'm like, they got so much hair, eyelashes that are like 2 or 3 inches wide, the girdles. They don't. If you actually see them waking up, it looks like a completely different person than once they in the bathroom an hour putting all this fake stuff on, and in their minds, because it's been completely corrupted with social media. You have to remember, you got people nowadays that, like, since they have been like 8 or 10 years old, they have known nothing but social media. They've been plugged into it. So the minds of these people are so far, and then you got dudes raised by women that were like old hoes. I mean, NBA YoungBoy, what did he do to his own mother? He had to kick his own mother out of the house because he got tired of what you say. What's the title of this video? Being used.
No. Misused. Because people
misused. Yeah, Chris Bosh had to do the same thing his damn mama. LeBron, quite frankly, if the media wouldn't aid and abet him in shutting his mom down, as far as not embarrassing him, you know, he would have to probably do it. The point is, you got dudes actually turning on their mothers, which is something you never thought you'd see black men do, especially when they got money, because that's just how out of pocket the stuff is. So remember, these dudes are being raised on both sides. And by the way, black men are raised to be bed bugs. Black men are raised, as long as they're getting coochie, no matter how much money they have, it's all good. Look at your Lil Waynes of the world, your Futures of the world. So the animalistic stuff that they doing with the STDs and stuff, when you really break it down, it's on some insane stuff, man. It really is. It really is.
But even look at the LeBron thing. Like, I didn't know what's his name? What was his name? West? What's his last name? Yeah. He's he in my neighborhood. I didn't know he was hanging around homeless in my neighborhood, and then something happened where he got his ass kicked on in DC and shit like that. And then
know LVZ? Anybody ever listen to
LVZ? Yeah.
Yeah, he was telling us a few months ago that dude y'all talking about, he said he even picked him up a couple times. He said something mentally wrong with him. He homeless and shit. That's
yeah, he out in my neighborhood. I want to go find him because I was like, yo, you know, where he at? You know what I'm saying? I'll help him out, take him to Planet Fitness and just get him back in the gym and try to get his mind back right.
But he had mental issues in the NBA.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can tell he been like that.
No, because you remember he got in trouble, like he was riding with like an AK or something at the time.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know he was messing around with LeBron's mama.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I bet you she knew that. I bet you she saw a target in him too. Because the rest of them ain't dumb enough to be messing around. You get your career ended messing around with LeBron's mom. It had to take somebody on this. Look, I ain't gonna.
Well, let me do this because you brought up Freaknik earlier, right? I from time to time when I was a teenager, I was out there because my older cousin's like a big brother, so he had me out in them type of environments. And the thing about that is this: we don't want to see. We put this. We think about the innocence of women in our community and innocence of Black women, and we look at the Chronic era with the Dr. Dre, the Chronic is what I'm saying, and how all of the shenanigans was really glorified. 2 Live Crew before that, Too Short and all that, right? But we didn't never take a look at how wild the women were of that time. And the reason I got to bring it up is because now you see women in their 40s and 50s
mm-hmm.
who act just like these young women.
Mm-hmm.
Demetrius, man, thank you. Like
that's real, Demetrius. Real respect.
No, yeah, thanks. Like, salute, fam. Thank you. The reason I gotta say about it, because anybody probably has seen this. There's a social media thing where dude was rapping in the house, and then his mama just started twerking in the background. He had to stop
mm-hmm.
and put the hand over there. That's not a far off thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They got a reality show. I can't remember the rapper, and his mother was up in the club harder than him. And I'm like, damn, I didn't realize, I'm not saying all, but a handful of these rappers, they mama is partying right with them, screwing their partners and everything.
Yeah.
No, I ain't my son.
No, like,
What's the fuck wrong with you?
Let me say this. Like,
I'm gonna jump in right after you, L.A.R.
Okay. The housewife shows.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time where one of those shows had a particular person in the club with their daughter. Now, it's not anything that's not new or it happens. But the thing about it was, people don't think about this when the men are concerned. And this is why I'm talking about the title about being misused. In a way, she was teaching her daughter how to snatch a ball.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that is this. And for you ladies in the chat and whoever gonna come across this, the reason why y'all gonna have such a problem, right? That y'all having so many problems right now, because what is it? It's increasing that more Black men are not having children, and we're not getting married like in the past, is because you went out trying to snatch ballers, and you forgot about one thing. Everybody who's not a baller was watching you do it.
Mm-hmm.
See, I can tell you how you're going down that road where I'm gonna use these guys up and go up the totem pole and up the ladder until I get to a baller. The problem is the baller's watching you go up the totem pole, and mm-hmm. the guy you're using to go up the totem pole is watching you go up the totem pole. Mm-hmm. So what's gonna happen is when you reach the top, you're getting kicked off.
Right.
Yeah. You used up. She ain't even that. You mean that's her whole destiny, is to, so to speak, to get to the top. You ain't trying to secure your future. It don't matter how old the man is. If he got some coins, he can get all kind of young women. She what they call them, throwbacks. Them old chicks just trying to hold on real hard.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom was telling me about this sister she knew. She was the unquote light skin, which we call so-called good hair and funny looking eyes. And she said this woman was always from man to man. And this woman had got around into her late 60s. So she goes down to Social Security to see what she had in there. That woman barely worked. All she had coming was like $78 a month. Yeah. You too busy. There ain't no retirement plan in this shit. What the fuck you doing?
No, but
see, that's what I had to explain to y'all. Like these rappers, they mama be in the club and stuff. They mama be like 38, 35, 30, 36 and stuff like that. Like the internet has been the great equalizer. That's why within the last 4 to 5 years, you see men start to be more vocal. We've been listening to everything for like the past 60 goddamn years, and we even have footage where we can go back and track the same shit that's going on right now. So when their mama's in the club,
than that. I'll let you finish.
It's even further. But the thing is that these dudes, they mamas in the club. If their mama in her youth was going after the street nigga that got the money, that made all of this noise and shit like that, and she ended up having a young son, and she thinks that okay, her stopping raising a kid and everything like that took her out the club, took her out from having fun or whatever, because she tried to raise a kid with a young street nigga. Then after a while, this kid gets to popping, and he's in the club with the real street niggas and stuff, dudes from her age and if not younger and stuff like that. They got the money and they winning in the hood and all that other shit. And because all the niggas that was doing it before are dead and gone, and her son got something good going, you're not gonna get this woman out of the club, whether it's your mama or not. She gonna be looking at all your little partners that got money in their pocket and everything like it's the 80s and shit like that, and driving in fast cars and shit like that. He a 20-year-old damn near got so much money in his pocket right now, he could damn near offer your mama the same shit that she was looking for in the nigga that she initially wanted to start off with.
Hold on.
It is sad.
Hold on, Kuda, because I was talking about money earlier, and since y'all on this panel, I want the answer from y'all. Because what I said earlier was one of the main reasons that come up about men aren't cool with being misused is money. And the reason I said it is because we put these stereotypes out here, like if a man makes this amount of money and a woman makes this amount of money, if he takes care of everything in the household, she's gonna in turn like save the money and invest the money that she has, and both of them gonna benefit. In that situation, will the man benefit if he does that? Y'all there?
Can you repeat that? Because you said a lot. I'm
sorry. If a man makes $75,000 and a woman makes $75,000, it's the man should be the provider of the household, right?
Oh, I knew what you saying. Yeah, no, man doesn't benefit from that shit.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So if he pays all the bills and everything, and then she keeps her money, at the end of the day, if she saves and invests, will she give that man any money?
Trick that.
I mean, but we're like 2 generations into the answer being absolutely not. So it's gonna be hard for these other women down the line to do the same thing from now on.
But here's the funny thing about it, and it's interesting you brought that up, L.A.R, because a lot of times, and you've been on the panels, when dudes are sitting here arguing that marriage today is a bad deal, and women are arguing for marriage, and a lot of dudes are arguing for marriage, that scenario you just thought about is the very scenario that they bring it up. They just clean it up a little bit. Well, because that's what they call building together. That's we need to combine families and build together, because this is this. But in actuality, in practice, what you just described is what happens. Because then they start being like, well, your account is your account, my account is my account, but you need to be the man, the provider. And guess what? This is how you get, for people to want to say, oh, well, you just saying that. All right, this is how you get it. Okay, if you choose to accept my hand, you choose to accept me as your husband in marriage, then basically, if that's what it is, you need to give me all the money, and if I can run how we build it. Do it that way. If we making the same. But see, if you do that, you already know what's gonna happen with the modern woman. And especially when it's not thinking about that, they're gonna be like, your money is your money, my money is my money. So again, yeah, so absolutely.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Because the women of your age are slightly different. What's up with what is your opinion on guys nowadays that are on the internet that has to observe women a little bit younger than you tell another group of women that are hardwired to be feminine? What is your opinion for dudes that have to observe her saying, listen, if you want the type of guy you have to be what you're hardwired to do. What is that? Like, if you're not doing what you're hardwired to do, what else are you doing?
You asking True Royal Family?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, you're asking.
Bad. Wow. Yeah, my bad. I said AOA. My bad.
Oh, okay. You asking me that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, my mind is so. I'm gonna have to. It sounds like this person don't even have a plan. Like I said, it ain't no retirement plan, but it's something that y'all are all echoing. That I must point out that I have said repeatedly on my channel. I have said that we have been won the war. And when I said this like 4 years ago on my channel, somebody said, well, where are you coming from?
Mm-hmm.
I said, once, unquote, physical slavery was over with, and they put us in a different form of slavery, what they did was they took the black man and shoved him like in the corner someplace. Mm-hmm. And he's observing the white man's behavior, the white woman's behavior, and the black woman. And I would say around about age 15 and up, if that brother got his head screwed on tight, he's seeing things that's blatantly disrespectful right in his face. But I'm always saying we in this war, and he's seeing the manipulation go down. He's seeing how his woman is getting used, his children getting abused, and sisters don't want to listen to that. And you got to realize what was done to him in this system. So we ain't looking to you to be our protector and everything. And he's checking out shit. And I've heard many of brothers say, tell sisters, they fucking over you, you're using them. And she puts up a block because she don't want to hear it, because on the flip side, she thinking because she been accepted by the enemy that she's a little bit more clever and smarter and all of that. Y'all have been.
But they lose in the long run. This is why they start looking back, like north of 45, or when they get to your age, and then this is where the bitterness sets in, because they realize that's when stupid games.
Because they're telling women your age to be feminine.
Hold on.
They wouldn't. See, the thing is, with the women was she wouldn't take a personal inventory and really look at herself. And when I get concerned when y'all not saying nothing. Y'all still care, pointing out some shit that's going down. And the thing is, when a lot of women resent the fact because she's feeling like she's being told what to do. And I would be listening. I'd be like, damn. I said, y'all got some deeper insight. Like, we don't be thinking about when we hook up with a guy, is this going to be good marriage material? Do I really want this person to father my children? She'll just throw it in. I'm not saying it's always a given. And y'all be thinking of other stuff that don't even be running across our mind, believe it or not. But the black woman has been pumped up where there's some things that have carried over. It's like when we was in slavery, the slave master would say, oh, your boy, he getting big and strapping. And she said, oh, massa, he lazy. He ain't nothing. He this. And the reason why she was doing that, she didn't want her child taken from her. And that shit carried over till now.
Let me enter with that one. And it's a question for the whole panel, because, we have a lot of stereotypes. So do black men or do black women do more for black men? Anybody answer, whoever. There you go.
Black men do more for black women. And we always have
Edward?
done.
Okay, Edward. Hold up.
Oh, my bad. Like I said, shit, that's about 75-25 in favor of black men. If you actually take inventory, this shit would collapse if black men just pulled out. Like, for real. If you can't, the step between the stepdaddy stuff, we do a lot. It's just what we do don't count. It's like we just do fucked up voodoo accounting. So whatever we do don't count, and whatever they do overcounts. Like, for instance, let me say it this way. Let me frame it this way, because people say, oh, of course you're going to say that. Let me frame it this way. I ask you this: what does a black woman do as an adult that ultimately she did not really sign up, that she did not consciously choose to sign up for? Women talk, well, we raise your kids. You don't have children unless you want to. That's an actual decision you get to make. Now, you may regret it, but it is a choice you get to make. Again, give me any situation that a woman does when she becomes an adult that she does not consciously get to opt out of. Real talk, you can opt out of kids, but that's it. Versus dude. Now reverse it. Look at a lot of obligations that black men have to opt into. Taking care of mama and her decisions. Taking care of kids that you might not really opted to have. I just signed up for sex. You wanted the baby and you didn't tell me. I mean, there's plenty of situations. Black men, again, we don't. I'll leave it at that and let y'all build on that. But yes.
MOT.
Well, I mean, it's kind of an expectation that black women don't really have to do anything for black men past a certain age. So it's definitely black men do a hell of a lot more for black women.
Oh shit, that's another thing. Hold on, real quick. When you ask the question, I can prove it right now. I can prove it on any female panel. If you ask those women, what should a man do that's supposed to be a quality man for a woman? What should she do? They got all the answers. Hell, don't even ask women, ask dudes. And then you ask them, what do women have to do at a baseline for a quality man? Hey, only the crickets speak.
Crickets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Crickets.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You ask men or women that.
And you know why you get the crickets? The reason why you get the crickets, black men have been bashed so much and exposed on the world stage so much, where when she's put on the world stage, she gets a deep resentment. And the reason why our communities is the way it is, she played a part. He wasn't by himself in this shit. You know what I'm saying? And she don't want to look at her shit. You know, we want to keep pointing to that brother. Yeah. I didn't work with enough men. I didn't see the whole gamut with brothers who genuinely love their families, want to get home to their babies and all of that. I've seen them used. I've seen the whole damn gamut. And the thing is, what's not realistic, okay, with the money thing you talking about. Okay, there's guys that use women for money. She's the sole provider in the household. He laying on his ass. They really don't have nothing. So vice versa. You want this black man to be the sole provider, but you still bitching because you want to live a certain standard. Take your ass to work and work as a team with your man. This is not our natural captivity here. We still in a fucking war zone. So put the coins in the pot. You know, whatever I bring, whatever you bring, we're not getting 50-50. With me and my husband being both construction workers, because he was an iron worker for 40 years, there was sometimes that man didn't work. It didn't work. And I was working. So I had to, carry on. He would get the little bit of unemployment. And there was times that I didn't work and stuff. And we just fit in however the scenario may be. But that's that shit y'all keep talking about, get under my skin. You keep trying to mirror the damn system. You're not gonna get that from the fucking system. Do you realize what kind of reality you in? What they trying to do to these brothers? They invest. Let me tell you how precious you are, my kings. They invest in your demise. And I learned that through Dr. Frances Welsing. I would listen to that woman every night. And she kept talking about crystal black.
I can tell.
And one day,
you know what's ironic.
Hold on,
Edwin. The biggest.
Hold on, Edwin. Hold on.
Let me finish this real quick. I want to point out how valuable y'all are. When I pictured it, what she was saying, then I put my own spin on it. You are a crystal black man. The entire planet is full of white women. Pure white women. She don't got nothing mixed in her. One black man could annihilate the entire planet with his sperm and change the look of that. You realize that's why they keep killing y'all. You are that value.
Hold on. The reason I say hold on is because of this comment. So because of NA. This type of question is subjective and can't be measured. Both black men and black women claim they do a lot and being mistreated. This is the thing.
Wow.
Men can measure it. That's the issue. That's why I'm bringing this up about men being misused, because men actually measure what's going on. We can measure it financially. We can measure it with our time. We can measure it with the things that we go through in and out of society as far as our situations. We can measure the realities that we have to face and the things we have to pay for, not just with money, but because of these situations. This is why I bring this up about being misused, because when you think everything is subjective, it's because you're not paying that cost. It's subjective to you because you never paid it.
But L.A.R. we measure it with everything but emotions.
But that's called false equivalization. That's designed. It's kind of like when, let's say, how you in school, you in high school, and you chemistry, and you got to dilute stuff, so it's like in a neutral state. That's what people do when they don't have an argument. They will do what's called these false equivalencies and just say it's all subjective, so it doesn't matter. Black men and black women do equal 50-50. What I was going to ask on top of what was saying before is I was going to say, you know what, and I hate to say this, but it's the truth. The biggest return on investment that the quote unquote dominant society has had in quote unquote destroying the black man is actually been in the past 40 years. And that's been the black woman. That's the big, because when you talk about the cost of doing things, it's an actual measurable cost that's in the red when it comes to putting black men in prison. That's why they're not doing it as much anymore, because it costs so damn much. But the one thing that they have been able to do that is completely in the black and has been very profitable is elevating black women as a buffer class. And quite frankly, it's been so profitable that the same white man has turned that on even other white men. Where they try to elevate, they create this hive of white women, as well as Me Too shit coming from. This hive of white women in order to buffer the plutocrats in the top 10% from the rest of the white guys. They replicated it. That's how profitable it was. And
hold on, True.
Okay.
Yo, can I comment?
Hold on, Archer, because you're gonna go. MOT said wow when he heard that comment. So right after MOT, you go, Archer.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, like when you say something is so subjective that it can't be compared, it means that they just flat out don't care unless they're putting their own skin in the game.
Yeah, that's called denial.
I mean, there is a cost. I mean, the abortion rate, there is a cost. Outcomes of the boys, there is a cost. It's just at the end of the day, we can't say that these things have been 100% equal when they clearly have not been. I mean, it's kind of like when people say that, they bait you to like respond so angrily that you can't even think straight. But it just goes to show you that these people haven't even thought about it that much ever before it even just come out of their mouth. I mean,
or they're in denial.
They're more interested in the response than the actual answer.
Oh, of course.
Well, the stuff has never even occurred to them, like Mosi said. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
They don't have nowhere to parlay the response. They're just more interested in the actual than the actual shock value of the oh my god.
That's what I hear when I hear that shit.
I was waiting on. Okay.
Y'all speaking really real, because my husband, I'm wife number 4, and we've been together 20 years, and he and he had a damn good he had a, I said he's a retired iron worker, and he told me something real deep. When with his first wife, they had 3 children, and she was in an apprenticeship program to become an electrician, and they was up in Seattle, and there was a spot where he was having it rough and stuff because he paid all the bills in the house, and it was time for her to kick in because he couldn't pay it all. He was on unemployment. He told me that woman had the deepest resentment that she had to pay some bills around that house, that what she ended up doing, she was almost becoming a journeyman as an electrician. She opted out. And this is your unquote church, church woman and shit. And what she ended up doing when they divorced, she ended up marrying one of his friends, and this guy about to drop dead. He working so damn hard. He's not in good health. And the other two women he worked with was married to. They did him the same way. They treated him like he was a trick, and he was just, you know, trying to take care of his family. I always let him know, and I'm not going to ever take it for granted, I really appreciate you. I really do, you know.
She used this social circle against him.
Hold on, Kuda, because Archer fell off. So he wanted to go and say what you got to say, Archer.
Yeah, I gotta say something about her saying this stuff is subjective and it can't be compared. Actually, it can be compared. It can be compared very easily. You can look at the outcome of your boys. Just look at your boys' dropout rates in schools, and you talk about if they're being mistreated or not. Look at the rate your boys go to jail for simple things like domestic violence. Even though black men don't commit more domestic violence than any other group of men, but we get convicted for it more. You can look at, there's so many quantifiers out there that where black men get punished for things at a higher level, which other men do way more than we do. But we get the worst punishment for it when it comes to our women, when it comes to the overall
none of
society.
That shit counts.
And then we have our
it doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count. Well, we have our women who co-sign this shit. I know it doesn't count.
She said, "Are we saying black women do not work and contribute to household bills?" Really?
No, it was something that she wrote earlier. That had something to do with another conversation. So
right now she's moving the goalposts. She's trying
not necessarily.
No, you know what this is? It's just what
she did say that before.
No, that part came too late because it was out of context. There was another conversation going on prior to that.
I wanted to add.
Yeah, I mean, like what I'll add to this. What I'll add to this too, and it's interesting that you said that you worked in blue collar work. I know, I actually do know a couple of women that did welding, and black women as a group, or at least we're gonna say millennial, and I will argue Xer, but we're gonna say millennial. They have Xer too. They have this low key hatred of blue collar, this resentment of blue collar work. It's funny because, like, on the one hand, white collar workers are seen as usually these are going to be the educated lanes. But even though you're blue collar workers, not only are blue collar work is where the majority of black male wealth is actually. There's also, I would argue, and nobody would pretty much debate that, it's where a lot of the black masculinity is. Working with your hands and stuff like that. Stuff like that, right? But black women have this contempt for blue collar work. And I was Donovan Sharp just put a video up today, this morning, of this black woman. I invite all of you all to watch. It's like 14 minutes. And it's funny because this woman's talking about, I don't believe in dating blue collar men. And a lot of the stuff that you were talking about as far as like working because they don't have enough money. That's what they talk about. And it's not about working as a team or all of that. It's really about, I perceive that white woman is having unlimited funds to spend, and I want to have unlimited. I want to spend $500 and nobody checks me on it.
It's a fucking status system. You worried about how everything is gonna look. You want to have the right to brag. Oh, my man is making X amount of dollars, and blue collar workers make a lot of money. My husband's daughter, what you speaking is true. His daughter said, "Oh, y'all nothing more than mere manual laborers." And shit.
But here's the funny thing about it. These will be the same chicks. This is why this is important. I'm getting somewhere. These will be the same chicks that if you ask them the prototypical white collar worker, like if they actually present it with dudes that work in white collar, those dudes are considered acting white or acting out of the pale. You know what I'm saying? Think of black men. So here's the funny thing about this to bring this home. Most millennial women, and I argue a lot of late Xers, they don't have an actual idea of what a black man looks like that they have to build with. If you ask them what are the qualities that you look for, it's really going to be what do they do for my vagina and what do they do for my emotions, which is an extension of my vagina. It has nothing to do with building. This is why what happens is they're going to have kids with a dude, and now all that other shit is supposed to figure itself out later. And this is where you know, why, oh, well, he ain't doing this, he ain't doing that. But again, you signed up for that because you would never look at, because you don't even have a prototype. Every other race has a prototype of dude. Now, look, white women will get the bag and then they start cheating. I'm not acting like white women are better.
Well, that's the thing, Edward. That's
get
the
a
thing.
fucking doctor, get a fucking, anyway, I'll bounce out. Yeah.
No, I'm saying that's the thing. Like they don't really even respect white collar guys because, or blue collar guys, because the thing is that these guys are always at work. They don't really have that much time to spend with them. And then even when they do have time to spend with these guys, they don't know what to even make, you know, out of these guys, because these guys have careers. And the thing is that even if they get with a guy like that, he's too busy providing for them, and they're too busy not knowing what to do next, that they
want a nigga like Ghost. Or and look at how these NBA players are. Kevin Garnett.
Hold on, because I'm glad this was brought up. MOT, you there, fam?
Yes.
People have it. You've built a lot in your time, right?
Yeah.
Is building as fun as these people want it to be?
Oh, hell no.
Hell no.
So these people want success, but they don't want to build, right?
Dude, I'm telling you, man, they want the grab and go nigga system. That's what they want. They want the nigga as soon as the microwave gets ting, that's when they want to grab a nigga. At that point, they don't want
to saute it with nigga juice.
I'm telling you, they don't want to deal with anything. And as soon as they get there, they want to spin the shit all up, and they just want to whip the fucking plow horse. They don't want to do shit about the crops once they come in, nothing. And they've been told this shit by all the men who fucking ran through them. And this is what we got going, man. Like, all this shit I had to build by myself.
Now, thank you. I'm stating that for this reason and this reason whatsoever. When I talked about the titles of guys not being cool with being misused, see, if I reverse this and a woman says, look, I went to school, I got an education, I was the one studying, I started a business, I built my brand, I made this amount of money. Now, if a guy comes along and says, well, I'm a king, so I should be able to get all of this, and you boring to me right now because of all this work you're doing. I just want to, let's just party and have fun. So in essence, he'll be shitting on all of her life's work. And that would be taken as disrespect. And it'll be to the utmost degree because you're doing it to a woman. These guys are not cool with women shitting on their life's work. And thinking, you ain't nobody. You just make this amount of money. You just do this. You just do that. All you do is work. My bad, Archer. I see you there. All you do is work. You boring. Do you know how much time it took from that man to get from point A to point B? He don't have time for that bullshit that people talk. And you just gonna act like using his, because when you use a person's money like that, it might have took him 20 years to get that money.
Yeah.
I think about that because everybody who's black, this Black History Month, the raisin in the sun. When the son tried to spend all the money starting a business, the first thing the mother said was 30 years. 30 years, and he didn't know what she was saying. It took his dad 30 years to have that money. He was dead, and he never got to spend it. You lost it in a matter of hours.
Damn.
This is what men in general are dealing with. A man has been building something for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, and your ass want to show up and just spend it all because you think that's cute. That's not
even L.A.R. They get scammed out of it. They get scammed out of it. When you look at this sector of YouTube, you hear black men talk about building and doing all of these things, and you're like, you know what? Let me just, I got 10 minutes off of work. Let me peruse and see what our women, quote unquote, the ADOS women that are in the community that want to help build with their black kings and shit. Let's see what they're talking about. You go over there, get the bag, you secure the bag. If he's not doing it, you better go for the white man. If he's not doing it,
a lot of niggas are talking about tricking. Because if you gonna play that game, you might as well be in control over it. Not advocating it, but I'm just saying. Like, it gets to the point now where dating is a form of prostitution today. Like, actually, dating is simping. Real
Hookup
talk.
culture. Yeah.
Yeah, and because here's the thing.
There's no
And this
courting.
is what I would say to like women. Like, if I was talking to some of my great aunts and stuff, I would say, look, I don't give a damn what these women are saying unless they overweight, and even some of them that are obese, they got 2 or 3 dudes that they can fuck at will, and they got a couple of more that they can fuck if they want money. They got 3 they can fuck for free, 3 if they want money, and then they got about 5 or 6 that'll actually take them out at least on the first or second fucking date without actually asking for nothing in return or expecting nothing, including you got dudes who will take women out on dates and not even expect the woman to pay attention. They expect the woman to be on that damn phone. Right. And this is high, especially if you talk about like millennials, they're in their 20s now, and Z's. That's expected. And they actually, and I don't know who the fuck told them. My point is, it's funny how when you see the generations, they actually they'll look at me like what I'm saying can't be fucking true.
Hold
on. You know what?
And they're socially awkward. And they're socially awkward.
Website.
Hold on. For people who just came in here, I'm doing this for a reason. Because of the title, right? Should Johnny Depp be able to sue that damn woman?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, yeah. Remember when Michael Jordan did it? Some white woman accused him and said that he had a baby with her, and when they got that DNA test back, it turned out not to be his child, and he sued her ass, and that's what he was supposed to do. And they was like,
"Oh, a lot of dudes think they too good to sue. They think that's harming a woman."
No, when you
was an asshole. That's why he's sued.
More of them start doing that. That goes back about standing firm on your position. That they'll be like, "Oh wow, these dudes don't play. They subject to take your ass to court." You can't.
But here's the funny thing: you even got other dudes, and you know who you are, that'll come out of the wood. Why you doing that to that black woman? She alright, man. She learned her lesson. Leave her alone.
That's the Maggles right there.
That's not that.
And they come out harder than the dudes, than the women come out.
The thing is,
grown ass man talking about some who gonna check me, boo. Who gonna check me?
Look, the thing is, it's seen as unmanly to defend yourself against women. As a man in this society, you're expected to just endure.
It's supposed to be
fair. What's his name? Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, same shit nowadays.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about suing. He should, because at the end of the day, if he sues her for everything she got, they're gonna at some point it's gonna be looked at as wrong, even though he's been dealing with this shit for years.
I'll put a judgment on that bitch.
What was
because the thing is, overall, you're a man, you're not a human, you don't have basic rights. You shouldn't be entitled to even think for yourself because you are a utility and a resource.
Remember when
that's what it is.
Remember when Jason Kidd went through that shit?
Remember that? Yes, I do.
Yeah. But am I wrong for being happy this is happening to white people?
Jason Kidd a low-key asshole. We've
been the canary in the coal mine where this shit has been happening to black men for years.
See,
but that's the thing. Even with Jason Kidd, they haven't sat up here and tried to police his sexuality. Where are the white women coming forward saying, "Yo, he should have only been sleeping with white women"?
No.
They never police their sexuality. Black men say, "Yo, I want to go get me a Cuban broad. I want to go get me a Cuban broad." He's wrong.
What you about to say, Archer? Hold on.
It also happened to Deion Sanders too. Yeah, remember 2 women jumped on him.
Right. What you was about to say? I'm gonna get to that in a second. Archie, what you were saying?
What I was about to say is I'm happy this is happening to white men and it's getting some publicity because for years this has been happening to black men. Black men have begun the brunt of this, and nobody's been paying attention to these false accusations that's being laid down on black men.
Now that it's happening to white men, it's going to get more recognition, and people's going to really open their eyes to this bullshit. Now, I might be wrong for saying that. I'm happy this shit's happening, but that's just the way I feel.
No, I get what you're saying. Because white men will do shit. You know, white men, and if white men can't do it legally, we know how they get down. But think about it. Amber Heard, I like Johnny Depp, but Amber Heard is fucking with an old man. It ain't like, okay, let's be real here. If Amber Heard, okay, let's say dude was like 38, 40, you know what I'm saying? You know, all right. Johnny Depp looks like he's like stage 4 cancer or something. It's like she went into the hospice play. And I'm not trying to play Johnny Depp, but like she's beating up. No, and I'm not even trying to play him. I'm just saying, think about this though. She is beating up on somebody. I know Johnny Depp could knock the crap out of her if he wanted to, but you get what I'm saying. This ain't like this is a bigger dude that's bigger than her. Like on some, like let's say Will and Jada shit or some shit. Like it ain't that. Like it really it makes her look whack as hell. It really does.
Hold on, fam. Because NA, you like trolling me today. Ask the panel if the woman is working and contributing, should the man contribute in child rearing and household chores? Now you asked you asked the wrong goddamn person that shit today.
So he's got a book called. No.
Hold on, because I'm a black man, right? Raised by a single mother, right? Whose mother taught me to do all the chores, right? To help raise the kids, right? So, and just the stereotype of men in general is when men come home, guess what they do? They play with the kids. I know we like to do the negative one, like he comes in the house and he ignores it. That's not the norm. The norm is he does that. The norm is dad does the barbecuing. Dad will cook every now and then. Dad cleans the house. This is not this old stereotype of what men didn't do is bullshit. Because what men do in the house now is all of that shit.
That's
their mindset is stuck. Their mindset is stuck in the 50s, and they don't ever live in the 50s. Their mindset is so damn stuck in the 50s.
Hold on, let me Becky's. That statement right there is from a feminist white woman. That's mirroring the damn
black women killing that shit.
Just hold on, because I'm about to John Henry this thing real quick. Here's the problem with that statement, though. When did these women want to be in households with men?
You're actually quite nice.
See, the society we live in is a society that doesn't want men in the house. That's the problem. See, you saying these guys, and I know I'm just using this for you. You know, you hear I ain't killing you nothing, but they don't want these guys in the house. This is why
it's a certain type of guy they don't want in the house. And the thing is, if she's wrong and say you got children, okay, if you got the kind of man that I'm talking about that's standing firm on his position, he's got certain rules and regulations in his castle. And let's point to the children. What she'll do is, then soon as he leave, she'll let them do whatever the fuck they want to do. Now you sabotaging the household, and he wondering what the fuck is going going
and then
on.
They learn to play to that.
Yeah. That shit ain't right. I can't stand that shit.
Hold on. This is why I love this type of shit, because plenty of women complain that men don't help. Here's the problem with that. You believe they ass.
Right.
See, at the end of the day, how many times have you caught your girlfriends lying?
And they sweep it under a rug like it never happened.
First of all, there's a lot of stuff you can break down here. First of all, let's keep this all the way 100. These women are not sexually attracted to a lot of dudes that would make good fathers. Fatherhood is usually the last thing that they're looking at, you know, when it's time for a dude to, you know, hit that thing and nut it and skeet in that thing. Let's keep that all the way real. This is where the sperm donor stuff comes from, but that's a side point. That ain't even what I was gonna mainly go at. A couple of things. Statistics is already proven that black men are involved in their kids' lives more than any other men when they're involved. Number two, I would argue black men fight harder to be involved in their kids' lives because we got to do the worst uphill battle and when it comes to the family courts. Because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of I'll leave it at that. And third of all, you know, this narrative again, this narrative that women keep on promoting about all that shit wasn't she was saying or they were saying was false equivalencies. And again, I say this again. If you are with a dude that doesn't do that shit, that is because you are sexually attracted to that dude and your sexual attraction is greater than the shit he ain't doing. That is the universal answer to every motherfucking question that you want to ask. Why are you there? Why did you have babies? Because your sexual attraction to that man mattered more than anything else. And he knew that. And that's why a lot of these dudes, y'all on some fucking fall from grace shit. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of them, these chicks, that's their ideal relationship.
You're right.
Hold on, MOT.
After Edward, right quick.
Hold on. Okay, well, MOT, what you got to say, man?
We'll play the victim after the fact.
I mean, you know, like this is just where we are in society, man. Like they don't care. They never had to care, and there's nobody who can really hold a person responsible for that. But at the same time, they want all the benefits of a person who actually is in my position.
Yeah.
And if they don't get what they want at the end of the day, they go to Derek Jackson or any one of these other hucksters to listen, or Shield 7, to listen to how they actually gonna net a guy like me and thinking I'm a damn fool. You know what I'm saying? It's just that it's a respect thing. It's not in the questions that you answer, it's the questions that you ask as if there's not an answer already.
Right.
That
We're not interested in women that's learning about femininity at 36.
Oh hell no.
We're not interested in that.
Yeah.
I'm not, you know what? I'm cool with that. If you got to learn late, whatever, I don't care. I'll say that just to be fair. But what I don't understand beyond the femininity is how do you spend a lifetime? How are you an adult and you have a short memo list of the things you've done for the opposite sex and say that you like the opposite sex?
Right. They don't provide a service. They just take.
That's the issue. Which is, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say about this household chores bullshit. See, this is just another way for black women to basically be fucking lazy. Because last time I checked, men have been working and contributing to the family, and they still take out the trash. They still mow the lawn. They still do all these things that men have done traditionally for years around the house. And let's not act like black or like women in general's chores in the house are very hard. We have dishwashers, washers and dryers, vacuums. Doing chores around the house has been more easy than
housework is made so easy. Right.
It's so fucking easy. Like, let's not act like this shit's super hard. I don't remember last time I drove somewhere and saw a black woman mowing her lawn or a black woman taking out trash. So that's not we need to split up the housework bullshit. Yeah. The housework, most of the time y'all do that shit anyway. Y'all doing it anyway. Even if your man is working, doesn't matter who's contributing. You find a way to avoid doing that work.
Yeah, when I was still working, that's how me and my husband would do it. Whoever got home from work first, we just started cooking. It wasn't even organized like that. It's like, oh, okay, let me get this thing started, and I would just finish it up. 9 times out of 10, I would just finish it up. That I just felt like that was my my territory and stuff. But the one, I'm glad that y'all speaking on this for a reason. I have heard so many panels where black men have been bashed, and what us women need to understand is there is another side to this. You can't be one-sided with this. I've heard these things on the job and everything. I'm married to a man who went through this and still goes through this, because the unquote church woman where he only had one child with, when he divorced her, she lied and said they had 3 children, because when he divorced the first one that he had 3 children with, he got full custody. She didn't want him. In fact, she shaved the twins' heads bald and said, you can have your fucking kids. So then when he finally divorced the church lady, he had to go down there, and he found out this woman was getting food stamps and all kind of shit. They she's living in California. He up in Seattle sending the money every week, because in construction you get paid every Friday. And I sat back and seen that shit. I was like, wow. Because if I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't believe him at first. I really didn't. I'm not gonna sit up here in front. And when I seen that, I said, this is fucked up. You know? Because he said, I feel like I'm just going in the hole. He said, I'm making sure I take care of my son and pass the child support. If there was something extra, he wouldn't be like, oh, you get it from the child support. He would just take care of it. He would just
I got a question. Hold on.
I'm laughing at you because there's dudes that don't believe motherfuckers today. So
hold on.
It is wide open today.
I got a question for the panel that I think will be quite interesting, that we all probably gonna tear up in a sense. How can I say this? What does the non-traditional woman actually do?
The non-traditional?
Where you want me to start? Where you want me to start?
I mean, the best case scenario is you fucked. That's the best case scenario.
Where you want me? She does everything. She makes it her point to go out of her way to do everything the traditional women wants you to do. What a traditional woman does. Every single thing that the traditional woman does, she makes it a point to not do it. And it's to the point where she has no knowledge of it.
You know what a non-traditional woman does? Imagine these brand new Ford Tauruses. After, the Ford Tauruses that are like 40, 45, 50,000 now, that it's gone through water damage. So that bitch don't even drive right.
Right. You get a brand new car. But it has no interior.
And you continue to pay that amount of money for it. That's basic. Or like an S500 that's 15 years old. Then when you need to get something fixed, you got to take it to the dealer and pay for it like it was brand new.
Basically, pay for a car you don't use. Have to get pay for gas, pay for travel, pay for the interior, pay for the exterior, pay for every single thing, and pay for repairs, and you're not using it at all. Just pay for a whole car you don't use.
Here's a funny question. Ask them. Here's a funny question.
Hold on.
Later, I'm just saying that later after the fact. When you ask them what do they do, when you ask them what do they do, I always see the question mark come on their head, and that should be on fire.
Hold on. Archer, MOT, and True Raw. Yeah, because it's a good. I figure it's a good question. Archer, you got it.
I actually have a question for that. Well, non-traditional woman does whatever the fuck she wants to do and complain. And after that, that's basically what it comes down to. Just what the fuck she wants to do. You can't tell her shit, and then she complains about what everybody else ain't doing. That's a non-traditional woman in a nutshell.
MOT?
Girl, sprinkle.
I mean, it depends on the time of day, but her life is based around male user. A non-traditional woman, her whole life is based on male user. Her whole life is based on it. Doesn't even matter the time of day. Well, unless she's watching daytime TV, which she probably stole cable too. But at the end of the day, it's still based on specifically male usury. And she put herself in environments to where she can find the weakest men possible to achieve her goals. I mean, it's not hard. I mean, it's the easiest thing on the planet to be a non-feminine woman. In this society, easy as hell. And you get like some benefits for it. You can not be nothing and be on welfare. Not a problem. It's crazy. Yeah, so that's
thank you, girl. Sprinkle.
Here you go. True Raw family, what you think?
Well, for the non-traditional woman, she would be the one to try to steal your man because she resent the fact that your household is intact, and so she wants to try to destroy your household. You keep them bitches up out of your house. You don't tell them about your man or anything because she gunning for you. She's a cancer to your household.
Girl, thank you, girl. Sprinkle.
I like that shit.
No, don't lie. I low-key like that shit too.
I do too. I use it all the time. Thank you, girl. Sprinkle.
Because the reason I gotta ask this is because ultimately, so what's the retirement plan of a non-traditional woman?
There is none.
There is none.
They don't think long term.
401k.
Well, I mean, they end up finding somebody else to use, and that ends up working short term too. End up getting somebody's check. So,
well, I can tell you how it works when they're 35. The 35-year-old retirement plan of a non-traditional woman is to come on YouTube and try to learn about femininity.
35?
Well, that's what it end up becoming. But the thing is that the retirement plan was to find the simp and square up. Is to find the simp and square up.
I look at that one totally different. If you're not about your business, and I'm gonna throw it right back into the non-traditional woman, what she will say about a man when he ain't taking care of business. You back at your mama house, you living off of your kids and all of that type of shit. That's what they say about the black man ain't doing stuff. He's still at home with his mama. She can be at home with her mama too.
Oh shit! I got it because ultimately I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
put
but
this
her
shit
and her
out.
mama don't get along.
That's part of the issue because I when I look at this stuff, and I was laughing about the same thing with the Johnny Depp thing and the Khalees and all that other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing women. They have these women, mama, grandmama, auntie, or mama, sister, grandmama, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to say I don't know. To me, I don't see a functional household full of a bunch of women that are matriarchs. I don't see them teaching any morals or ethics. So the problem is, okay, because these women aren't necessarily getting along when they're together in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not getting along in the neighborhoods. They're not getting along when they go out to eat. They're not getting along when they go out. They're not really getting along in church, but you have to have a certain set of decorum when you're there. So ultimately, if you raised by a bunch of users and all they can teach is using, they should have. Their lives are not ending up positive, but they keep using the shit don't work. Now, the reason I got to put that in this particular podcast is because of this.
Yeah.
Once the men realized when they were little boys to grown men, oh, I'm just here as a tool. Guess what happens when they become grown men? They don't view you the same lack of humanity you have for the men. They have the same lack of humanity for you as the women. But they have what they feel like is evidence. Like when they was talking about being subjective.
Right.
When I talk to women about things that men have done to them, I believe some of these women. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these women have been raped, some of these women have been molested, some of these women have been beaten. I don't disagree with that. What I disagree with is this. When you meet the type of man that's not that type of man, when you meet a stand-up black man, you treat him worse than the nigga that raped you, than the nigga that beat you, than the nigga that used you. And you was raised to do that, but the boys come, even if the boy you don't send the boy to school or teach him anything, or he learns how to treat people better than the girls. How the fuck does that happen?
But wait, L.A.R., who is more justified in that case once the realization happens? Because you would think that a woman that has been treated wrong, that when she comes across the right man, she would be ready to accept him because she can tell the complete difference. But it seems like when that happens, she's so full of shit that she has to treat him terrible because she's corrupted, and he's supposed to do another job as correcting her from saying, okay, I done been through everything. I understand how women are, and you're this great woman that I met, but you've been raped, and now you're not ready to accept me. You're going to treat me way worse than a guy that even did that to you.
For me,
where does that come in play?
For me, I can't even. If I speak about justification, I'm gonna go somewhere else with it. So what I'm gonna say is this: if life has treated you bad, and if people have treated you bad, and you meet somebody who treats you good, you would probably cling to them.
You should.
But if you fight that person, you only want to fight.
Y'all hear that?
Because what I'm saying is,
y'all hear that?
People are clinging to the dysfunction. And the guys, there are a certain amount of guys, like when I was talking about productive guys, who are not about to sign up for weekly dysfunction. Just because. That's the problem.
Something that's off topic.
Go ahead.
Point something that's a little off topic. I don't know if everybody here has played Metal Gear Solid, but if you haven't played Metal Gear Solid and you don't know what that sound is, I feel sorry for you because that's hilarious.
Hilarious. Right.
You missed the childhood.
That is like
what the fuck is that sound?
Like that's like the universal nigga what sound.
Like, message.
The irony of all this shit that cracks me up at the end of the day is that alert. This is that alert. The irony that all this shit is, people are complaining about good people not fucking with them. Not realizing if good people don't fuck with you, it's because you ain't good. You ain't a good person. This shit is so fucking simple that guess what? Like
water seeks its own level, L.A.R.
No, not just water seeks its own level. See, when it comes to men, women, when it comes to the black community, relationships, dating, all that other shit, right? It goes back to that biblical phrase, depart from me, for I do not know you. When God or the Son of God is telling you, I don't know you, you ain't one of my people, he telling you that because your actions say y'all ain't people. But that's also saying it's going to be a bunch of people who think they're quote unquote Christian or this, that, and the third, or God or God fearing of God. They really believe that shit to the point that when they get in front of God, God like, nigga, I don't know you. You nigga, do you see this? This is you, nigga. All this shit is you. You see this shit right here? You slapping infants and shit? That's you, nigga. I don't fuck with people like that. But this is the reality that we face with. Is a bunch of people who just really think that they're good people. I make fun of this in my personal life, and I hate to say this, but sister said it so much that it's a troll comment. Anybody who knows me knows that's my automatic comment. That if I hear that, you ain't shit. You ain't never been shit. You know, or I'm a good person. Once you say I'm a good person, I'm wiping your ass off. You're not a good person.
You have to understand what they're not saying with that statement. They're saying that they're good enough to benefit, and that's about it. Where their goodness go,
or maybe the entitlement.
Yeah,
right.
Infinite entitlement, and they will run to any person on the planet. They will pay any amount of dollars to make it look like they did not do what the ledger said. That exactly what they did.
Wow, Trump.
Cling to any person like pieces of driftwood in the damn ocean before they take responsibility for the stuff that they do.
I mean, well, this doesn't apply to me because we all know I ain't shit, so we all know that.
Go ahead and finish it.
Yeah, go ahead. Whoever's ain't shit, go ahead, man.
I'm done. That's all I gotta say. I ain't shit.
Now,
there ain't nothing much to say after that.
I'm gonna say this part. You know what? Y'all get y'all closing words because I'm hungry and I've been eating cookies instead of food.
Oh no.
So go, Kuda, True Raw Family, MOT, and Archer. Say your piece, and then I'm gonna get out of here.
Oh man, come catch me tonight, man. I'm gonna have a cool little podcast. I'm gonna try to learn how to work this StreamYard shit tonight. So I'm gonna be testing on tonight's show. So, but I'm gonna have a show tonight. So yeah, come catch me.
It's easy work. We got you. True
Yeah.
Royal family. And subscribe to everybody. For the 262 people here, subscribe to everybody if you haven't.
All right. First and foremost, I thank you, my king, for allowing me on your panel for the
Thank you for coming.
first time. It was an
Definitely.
honor. It was an honor. It's more than an honor to be amongst kings and stuff. My channel, hardcore. Don't come over there with no male and female bash, and I will drag your ass. My job is to drag the enemy. And I often, and this is not, I do this in my personal life. I don't care what status the black man or the black woman is you are my king, you are my queens, and our children are our royals. And I am a cub. Power to the people. I'm right here in Oakland, California. So thank you very much.
Debate. MOT, you got
Shout outs to the town.
Hey, thanks for having me on, L.A.R, man. And that's it, man. Thanks for having me on. Good discussion as always, man. Thanks so much. Y'all have a nice one.
MOT.
It's all love from Archer. You ain't shit. Go ahead.
All right, man. Thank you for letting me up on the panel, bro. And to everybody in the chat who's listening, like this video, share this video, because you don't know what young brothers out there might come across. We need to make sure that young brothers who are not getting support from nobody else, they're at least getting it from other men. So like the video, share the video. Thank you for letting me on, L.A.R. I'm out.
All right. Everybody, have a good night. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Thank y'all for coming. See you later, Kuda. Oh, my shit like playing games with me today. Okay.